Hey, yo. Funny story, right? One time I was out on a date with this girl, and I was trying to divvy up the check, and she was like, use PEMDAS. And I was like, what the fuck is that? She was like, baby, are you serious? I was like, as a heart attack. She was like, let me see the check. Let me see that. All you gotta use is PEMDAS. And I was like, PEMDAS. She was like, P. And I was like, ooh. And she was like, parentheses. And I was like, damn, what's up with that E? That's for exponents. I was like, ex-boyfriend. She was like, no exponents. I don't even know what that is. Then she was like, M. And I was like, is that for math? She was like, kind of, but a different kind of math. And I was like, ooh, what's that? She was like, it's multiplication. Then she said D. And I thought she was talking about me. But she was like, no, the D. D and PEMDAS. And I said, goddamn, I don't give a fuck about PEMDAS. I don't care about no PEMDAS. I just care about my PEMDAS. Can we get it poppin', girl? Baby, P is for penis, E is for eat it, M is for mama, D is for my dick, A is for ass, S is for sex. Baby, you know you need it too. But she was like, no, let me school you. The M's for multiplication. I thought she said masturbation. D's for division. That's what I'm feeling right now. You horny, I'm horny. Let's just get it out. Trying to teach me fucking math and shit. I'm just trying to bust my nut. Why you gotta be so smart? You know a man's threatened by a smart woman. If you so smart, tell me what the A stand for. Tell me what the A stand for. Shorty said addition and subtraction. I was like, how the fuck you know that shit? You smart as fuck. She was like, I went to school. And I was like, I went there too. But I was in special ed. Special ed is short for education. Cause they can't trust us to spell that shit. PEMDAS, PEMDAS, PEMDAS. Oh, PEMDAS, yeah. PEMDAS, baby. Shit's confusing me. PEMDAS. What else could it be? PEMDAS. That shit's confusing me. PEMDAS. What else could it be? Yo, what the frick is back? Welcome back to another episode of the Lopsided podcast. Squad. Yo, just gonna be honest, sometimes I don't know what PEMDAS means. I'm being super daddy ass. Daddy ass? What the fuck? In like the grand scheme of the world, I know like if someone's like, what's PEMDAS? I could tell, but if they told me how to do it, I wouldn't know. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it. Parentheses are first, so you do whatever's in there, and then an exponent. I'll be honest with you, I don't know what an exponent is. Is that like a letter that's like representing a number? Just being honest, guys. Fry me if you want. Let's look up exponent. Let's just look it up. Let's just look up exponent. What the hell? A person who believes in and promotes the truth? What the fuck? Oh no, in mathematics, it has a different meaning in mathematics. I just thought like there was a person that comes in there and was like, Bush did 9/11. I was like, what the hell? I have to solve that? All right. A quantity representing the power to which a given number or expression is to be raised, usually expressed as a raised symbol besides the number or expression. 3 in 2 to the third power is 2. What the fuck? Come on, dude. I can't do exponents. Got sick over the holiday. Great. Yeah, story of my life. But I did have food poisoning or something, neurovirus or whatever. And I was like, damn, dude, this is like one of the worst like holiday experiences of my life. And I was like, you know what? if this is one of the worst holiday experiences of your life, you're pretty lucky. So I threw it out on my Instagram. I was like, you know what? Let me see, like, who has a horrible experience worse than mine, so I can put my life into perspective. You know, it's not that bad. I'll be honest with you. A lot of these, kind of sad. Like, a lot of death. Like, a lot of people dying in these. A lot of people dead. But I had to try and get, like, through, like, most of them. Like, some of them were, like, really funny, and then I would read a really sad one. I'd just be like, I don't know. But I'm going to read a bunch, and we're going to see which ones are, you know, that traumatic. Let's see where they rank on the trauma scale. Trauma scale 1 through 5. All right, so I'm going to start off slow on this one, all right? Anne says, discovering that Santa didn't exist. I feel like everybody goes through that, and don't get me wrong, it is traumatic. I remember when I found out that Santa wasn't real, my brother's girlfriend told me, and then my dad came home, and I told him that I found out that Santa isn't real, and my dad lost his fucking mind. I thought my dad was going to kill this small child girl. I've seen my dad go through horrible things and be like, it is what it is. But as soon as he knew that I knew that Santa wasn't real, he lost his shit. Santa should be, you know, real until your parents say that it's okay for him not to be real anymore. We cool with that? I think that's the rules. Outsiders should never tell kids that Santa isn't real. It's fucked up. Well, yeah, that's traumatic. I'll give it like a 2 because it's like popular. All right, Candace says, came back into my room after opening gifts to find my dog eating my parakeet under the mini Christmas tree I had set up by her kennel. She was opening her own present, but it was Russell, the parakeet. I'm going to be honest with you, Cadence. I'm going to give it a 3 because it involves murder, but not like human murder. They're supposed to murder each other, animals. Like, animals have clearance to murder. Humans don't. If that makes any sense. If you get where I'm coming from? Like, that's murder. Animal murder is way different, dude. Animals should be allowed to murder any other animal whenever they want. That's just how it works. We can't get in the way of that. Sorry about your parakeet, Cadence. This one's from B. My great aunt was this truly hideous woman. Tits so huge, it caused her to have a hunchback. Okay, go on. She had unsightly moles and facial hair. I'm still kind of in. She only wore gym shorts. Okay. Tank tops, huge tits, and tube socks. One Thanksgiving, she chose to eat a turkey leg. It's kind of what you do, right? On Thanksgiving, eat turkey legs. Keep going. The skin slipped off the leg and into her cleavage. She put a piece of turkey skin in her mouth and she slurped it up like a piece of spaghetti. Whoa, dude. Are you talking about the same aunt with the big fat tits? So you're telling me that your great aunt with big old tits dropped turkey skin down the cleavage part of her tits and then sucked the cleavage chicken out of her tits skin? That's awesome. The turkey juices splashed all over the place. I made an audible noise of disgust and left the table and locked myself in my room the rest of the night. I've never eaten turkey since. I think you got to let your great aunt, like, you know, get over this one. You know what I'm saying? She got big fat titties, right? And then stuff falls out of your mouth and you have big fat tits. It's going to fall down your big fat tits. And then she, you know, instead of wasting the food, she slurped it up and ate it. I don't see anything wrong with that. Trauma 1. Send pics. Taking a little break just to fill you guys in on something. The countdown is on, all right? Holiday shopping season is officially here. Uncommon Goods takes the stress out of gifting with thousands of unique, high-quality finds you won't see anywhere else. Don't wait. The most meaningful gifts get scooped up fast. So right now is the perfect time to come and get those names, scratch them off your list, and get some amazing gifts over at Uncommon Goods. Uncommon Goods looks for products that are high quality, unique, and often handmade or made in the USA. That's right, brother! Made in the USA. Many are crafted by independent artists and small businesses. We love that. We love to support small businesses. Making every gift feel meaningful and truly one of a kind. Listen, you guys already know I've been had my eyes on these amazing, awesome Sunday mugs that they have, these MLB Sunday mugs. They come in these little, like, they look like little batting helmets. I love them so much. I love them so much that I bought them for myself. I bought myself a Christmas gift from Uncommon Goods. And everyone's like, oh, great, you got yourself a gift? And I was like, yeah, I used my code too. And they were like, oh, that's great, but I didn't get a code for Uncommon Goods. Hold your horses. I got one for you, okay? Uncommon Goods has something for everyone, from moms and dads to kids and teens, from book lovers, history buffs. You name it, they got it. Also, did you know, with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give back $1 to non-profit partner of your choice. They've donated more than $3.1 million to date. That's an amazing cause. And listen, you guys can get your 15% off right now, so don't wait. Cross those names off your list before the rush. To get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/LOP. That's uncommongoods.com/LOP for 15% off. Uncommon Goods. We're all out of the ordinary, and sometimes it's fun and good to be uncommon. You guys are the best. All right? Go buy me something. Send it to me. I need gifts. Here's another one. This is what I mean by, like, sad ones, okay? Like, when I asked this question, what's your worst holiday memory? I was like, oh, maybe, like, you didn't get a gift that you wanted. This person goes, probably watching my grandma die. First of all, what kind of Christmas party is that? Hey, come over, watch grandma die? What are we doing? Like, hey, where do you guys want to do Christmas this year? Oh, at grandma's. Why? Because she's, like, going to die on Christmas. Was this planned? I would say, like, dying on Christmas is, like, beautiful, though, right? Like, did you guys, like, open the window and, like, one snowflake came and, like, landed on her face and she, like, passed away as soon as it touched, like, her cheek? No, don't get me wrong. I'm really sad that your grandma died, but, like, maybe it was, like, a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? Like, you guys were all her gifts. You guys were all the gifts she needed, and she just let go. Shout out grandma. Trauma score, I'll give you, I don't know how close you were with your grandma, but I'll give you a 4. Days after Christmas, I got a PS1. And then my cousin stole it and pawned it for drugs. We've all been there. We've all had that one cousin who had some sticky fingies and then would, maybe take a video game or two or a console and it would disappear, but you just kind of have to charge it to the game. That's just what's going to happen. I remember one time my cousin Daniel took my Dreamcast and he was like at his dad's office and I saw him walking out with his friends like, all cool, my Dreamcast. And I was like, whoa, where'd you get that Dreamcast? And he was like, it's your Dreamcast. I said, put it down now. Give me my fucking cast. I threw a fit over that Dreamcast because I don't know what it is about cousins. Something about cousins just love to steal from each other. My cousin Christian was so good at stealing from us that he would convince us we gave it to him. Like, he would just be like, nah, bro, you let me borrow it, and, like, told me to sell it, remember? And, like, somehow I would, like, yeah. I'd be like, yeah, I did do that. He was a genius. That's part of growing up, man. Your cousins are going to steal your stuff and sell it. It's just what it is. Sarah says, I got my first period on Thanksgiving Day at my grandma's house. Yo, dude, grandma's house is like a whole bunch of stuff going on. Periods, this one's dying. I told mom what happened and then went back to my house next door to get a pad. When I walked back into grandma's house, the entire family was gathered in the kitchen looking at me with sympathy. My mom had told everyone that I became a woman while I was gone. Felt like I was walking into a surprise party to celebrate my bloody sniz. I cried a lot that day. They actually wrote bloody sniz. See, that's traumatic. Because you have to come back, and everyone in there is like an adult and like knows that it's not like the end of the world, but like at that moment, it is the end of the world. I wouldn't want to shit my pants. That's the only thing I could say is I don't want to shit my pants at grandma's house, go home, put on new underwear, and then come back, and then everyone in the friggin' room knows I shit my pants. I don't even want that as an adult, but as a kid, come on. Trauma scale 5, because you were a kid. This one's from Nicole, a woman, by the way. You'll know why. Once, my stepdad punched me in the throat on Christmas to try out his new boxing gloves. First of all, probably not an accident. You know what I mean? I feel like anybody that I've ever met who was like a stepdad or whatever, they've always kind of just wanted to give a kid a little shot, A little piece, a little something. Bah! Not to hurt him, but just let him know, let him know you got it. Let him know you got it. Bah! I think that's what was happening. Now, he was a man and punched a girl in the throat. It's pretty crazy. It was one of those accidents that wasn't really an accident, fully an accident. Trauma scale 2, you learned something. Keep your hands up. When I was 9, my parents told my siblings and I that they were getting a divorce. It was July 4th. Then tried to take us to see fireworks like nothing traumatic happened. Honestly, if a divorce is going to go down, fireworks after, it's kind of cool. It's like a culmination of like all the nonsense that's happened. It's a fresh start because all you need is that finale. That's the other thing too. I've probably said this before somewhere, but dads always love guessing when the finale of the fireworks show is. They love it. They're always like, oh my God, like, oh, that's the finale right there. And then just like 9,000 other things go off. I'm like, this guy doesn't know shit about finales. But as a kid, I feel like I would have been okay with it because I had said fireworks. You know, there's something metaphorically beautiful in that. So I don't really know if that's traumatic. I think I have to give that a 1. I'll give you a 2 because your parents got divorced. And this one is from my sister. My sister Kathy sent this in, and I forgot this happened. I remember one time my dad came to our school dressed as Santa Claus. Yeah, my dad came dressed as Santa Claus. And you know it's weird is like I knew it was my dad, but I still held out like the little smallest part that it was actually Santa Claus. I know those glasses. I know that walk. I know the nose. I know my dad. You know, I know his scent. I know my dad when it's my dad. But for 1 second, I said, you know what? Maybe this is the real Santa Claus. You know how fire that is? That your dad dresses up as Santa and comes into your school just to be Santa Claus? That's fucking fire. You can't do shit like that anymore. Got to pass background checks and shit. Probably have to like go through like metal detectors. My dad took time out of his day to be fucking Santa Claus. How cool is that? Have you ever done that? Have you ever taken time out of your day to be Santa Claus? Maybe you have. Tell me about it. I think it's really cool. 0 on the trauma scale. Fucking 1,000 on the awesome scale. Shout out to my dad dressing up as Santa. What a great guy. Had to have a wig on because he's bald. This is from Tim. One Thanksgiving, an uncle of mine that I don't like came over with his new wife, and my parents gave her my seat at the table, so I ate Thanksgiving dinner standing up in my room. You know, that's fucked up. Like, who's this lady? This guy's part of the family. He's got to eat in his room. This guy's bringing in his fake wife. That doesn't make sense. This guy shouldn't be able to sit here with a wife, and you have to stand up. But I will say I am a big fan of standing and eating. I think standing and eating is one of my favorite pastimes. I don't need to sit down and eat. I'll stand right here and eat it, just in case I have to go mobile. There's nothing wrong with that. I think standing and eating is a great way to stay in conversation with people. I don't have to turn sideways. I could look right at you if you're standing up and eating. You're standing up and eating. You're standing up and eating. Now we're having a triangle conversation. I don't have to talk to your shoulder. I prefer to stand up, and that's it. I love that. I love everything about that. So I'm going to say trauma scale 1 because you learned a great technique. You know what I mean? You learned how to eat standing up. Every good man should learn to eat standing up. You learned it. You deserved it. And guess what? You guys all deserve to have a great holiday season. I hope your holiday season, the rest of these friggin' wacky few days and month go great for you. Shout out to everybody that's been watching the show. Please like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends about the Lopsided podcast. Hosted by yours truly, Danny Lopriore. Wouldn't be here without you. I love you guys so much. Peace. I am out of here.